Microsoft Excel has released hundreds of new features over the years, so it's easy to miss their best ones. That's why in this video, I've put together 8 of their best features that you probably didn't know. So let's get into it. First up, we have the ability to import live data from the internet onto Excel. As you can see over here, we have this table with the population by country. Let's suppose that we want to copy this onto our Excel file. We could go and copy it like this and essentially paste it into our Excel file. But a better way, especially if you want to keep that data live, so whenever the website updates, your Excel file is going to update, is by going over to Data and clicking on From Web. Here, we just want to paste the URL, so we'll copy it and paste it inside. Hit OK there. And now just wait for it to load. You'll get a pop-up that's going to show a preview of all of the tables that are available, so you can see which one you want to pick. You also have the web view if you want to see where they're located. Let's suppose we're happy with this one. We can just hit on load. And just like that, we've imported the entire table. From here, if we ever need to refresh the data, we can just click on refresh up over here and all the data is going to update from the website. Next up, we have the search feature. Now, because Excel has so many tabs up over here and so many buttons, it's sometimes hard to remember where things are located. For example, is a line chart inside of the data tab or is it in the insert tab? Well, if you don't recall, you can always go inside of a cell and just right click and you'll find the search the menus option. And in here, we can type line chart and find it this way and even choose the one that we want. This applies to any part of the Excel file, so we could put grid lines just to hit on view grid lines there, and so we can deactivate them like so. Typically, we would have had to go to view and click on grid lines there. In number 3, we have the TextSplit Formula, which is a new formula in Excel. So over here in this Excel file, which you can download for free in the video description if you want to follow along, you can see that we have the name of all of these people, which we want to split into the first name and the last name. Now for this, previously we would have had to go over to data and then just click on text to columns. Now instead, with the text split function, it's a lot more flexible. So we would go equals text split, hit the tab key. This is the text that we want, comma, and under column delimiter, this is basically what we want as a separator. We could put in quotations, simply a space, close a parenthesis and hit enter. So that's the first one done, and we can just drag this down all the way towards the bottom. Same thing goes over with this area. Let's suppose at this time though, we don't want to split it just by the middle, but instead we only want to take the first part, so the ID number over here. Now for this, we would use the equals text before. Hit the tab key there. Now the text area is still going to be the same one, comma, but this time as the delimiter, we just want to put that comma in there and we'll get whatever is before the comma. Close the parenthesis and hit enter, and you can see how that's working well. Same thing goes with the textafter function. You probably understand what it does now. Moving up to number 4, and here we have dynamic charts. See, typically when you insert a chart, like for example over here, let's suppose we want to chart all of these Europe sections. So the employees in Europe and their revenue. Let's go ahead and just select this area right here. We would head over to insert. And let's say we just go for it to the column chart like so. That's kind of what it looks like, nothing really to it. But from here, let's suppose that we end up deleting the last one. We'll just hit the delete key. You'll notice that the chart doesn't actually get any smaller. Same thing if I delete something in the middle, you see how there's now some gaps and it looks generally quite ugly. So let me go back by hitting Ctrl Z and Ctrl Z again and show you how to make a more dynamic chart. Let's go ahead and delete that one. And first, we're just gonna go ahead and create a dynamic table over here to the side. So it's gonna be equals to the filter function. We'll hit the tab key there. And the array is the area, employee, and revenue for us. So we'll select that, Control Shift down, Control Shift right. Once we have that area selected, we'll hit the comma key. And what do we wanna include? Well, we wanna filter by the regions up over here. So if this one here equals the same thing over on Control Shift down, so on this regions over here, then we should filter that and hit enter. So for Asia, we have these two. If I go on this drop down and change to Europe, say, we have all of these other ones. Now let's go ahead and try inserting the chart from here. We don't need to select anything, just be inside of this area. Head over to insert and let's go for the column chart again, the 2D column. So here's what it's looking like, and from here, if we go ahead and make this smaller, like Asia's only got 2, you can see that the chart is now dynamic. Same thing goes if I go for Americas, it has even more numbers, and it's all moved well. If you don't want to continue clicking on this drop down, the shortcut for it is the Alt down arrow, and now you can hover over to whatever area that you want. Later in this video, you'll learn my personal favorite feature. But first, if you want to learn Excel specifically for the real-world working environment, you can consider taking our Excel for Business and Finance course using the link in the description below. In our comprehensive curriculum, you learn everything you need to know, from formatting best practices and shortcuts, to building awesome visual dashboards, creating large dynamic financial models, and much more. And if you get stuck along the way, you can always ask us, the course instructors, any questions on the side. If that sounds interesting, check out the link in the description below. Alright, back to the video. Speaking of charts and visuals, next up we have sparklines. If you take a look at this table over here, we have a lot of different values. And so if we want to chart this, let's suppose I select this area here, and just head over to recommended charts. You'll see that all of them are very crowded. So it's kind of hard to actually interpret what's going on. Now, sometimes a better alternative is to use sparklines. So over here where it says trend to the side, we're just gonna head over to insert. And while we typically focus only on the charts here, if you go over further to the right, we have this sparklines option. So let's try it by hitting online there. And the data range is basically the area that we want charted. Let's suppose that we want this area over here, and then hit on OK. So now we can see what the trend looks like for Spain in the form of a line chart. I can drag this down all the way, and we can see the trend for each specific country. We can also go ahead and change this to a column up top here, and we can even highlight the high point if we wanted to, in this case in red, and we can customize the colors over here to the side as well. So if you have too much data, this is probably a good visual option. Next up, we have a real lifesaver and my personal favorite, which is the image to text feature. Sometimes you're sent text as an image, as is the case over here. Maybe someone just sent you a screenshot. In that scenario, if you want to convert it to an Excel file, it's not very nice if you have to go one by one typing what each thing is. Instead, we can convert it by first heading over to data. Here we're gonna go to from picture from file. In this case, I have the image saved under the desktop, and I'm just gonna hit on insert. It should load up over to the side. And now we can simply click on insert data, insert anyway. And now you can see what that looks like. If we compare it to the image here, sure, it has lost that bold, but other than that, all of the number formats seem to be the same. So it's all looking great, and it's a huge time saver. In number 7, we have the go to special feature. So over here in this large data set, let's suppose that you weren't sure about some values, so you've been adding notes on them. Over here you can see there's one, we also have another one down below, and so on and so forth. Now you want to try to find all of these notes to delete them, but you're not quite sure how to find each of them, and it's getting very tedious as the data set is long. Now, to work around that, just hit on Ctrl G. That's going to go to the Go To feature, and just click on Special down towards the bottom. Now here, we can select specific types of cells, like for example, blank ones. In our case, we're gonna go with notes and hit on OK. Now you can see that it selected all of the areas that do have the notes. That way, we can actually delete them all at once if we wanted to, simply by right-clicking and going over to delete note. You can see that it's deleted all of them at once. Same thing applies for things like blank cells in the dataset. You can just get rid of all of them at once. And finally, in number 8, speaking of large datasets, did you know that Excel has a table of contents feature? If we go over under the View tab here. And let's suppose that we have several tabs, as is the case for us right here. We can click on Navigation. This is basically a table of contents that we have on the side. We can specifically click on any sheet. Let's suppose I click on sheet 1. I can hover over to sheet 3 as well, and so on and so forth. And within that, I can actually expand it and select specific tables. Like in this case, I have this one over here. Then I just have the chart selected and so forth. We can even rename them from here just by right-clicking and hitting on rename, or even delete or hide. I don't recommend you hide them, as sometimes you might forget that it's hidden. So this is really a great way to manage large data sets instead of building out your own table of contents inside of the Excel file, which can sometimes be a bit annoying. If you want to continue learning Excel, check out this video over here to learn what's arguably the most powerful Excel formula, or check out this link over here to take our comprehensive Excel course. Hit the like and the subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.